Good morning. Let me start the session, and I will take the opportunity to give you the introduction about this 5G communication technologies. What is the status of 5G communication technologies, and who are the people who have started, and what they are expecting that in which. So 5G, as we know, that it is the short form of your 5th generation, and it is a generation of the mobile broadband technology that was in early stages. It has been started in 1979 when the first generation has been started. From that time only this broadband technologies had come to the development, and it is likely to be placed in 6 to 7 years from now. And a 5G network will be able to handle 10,000 times more call and data traffic than the current 3G or the 4G network. Data download speeds will be nearly several hundred speeds more than their 4G, and also it will change the means to use the cell phones also within very high bandwidth, to work within very high bandwidth. Now, what is the current status of 5G? Nowadays, Nokia and Ericsson and NTT, that is your Nippon Telegraph and Telephone, Docomo, they are in the process of formalizing this 5G communication. Huawei has told that in Japan, they have told that in 2017 they will be able to launch this 5G. So in India also it will be nearly, we expect that in 2020 or 2019 we will get the 5G communication in India. So it is expected that within 2020 and 2025 we'll be getting the full-fledged 5G communication technologies in mobiles. But there is some problem in that 3G and the 4G handset will not run in 5G. That means they are specializing, that specialized chipsets are required for 5G communication which can handle the high bandwidth, and that's why they have declared that 3G and the 4G handsets will not be used and cannot be used for this 5G. That is one drawback is there in 5G communication. Anyway, the researches are going on in this field. So let me start the introduction of this 1G, 2G, 3G and 4G. What are the advantages and disadvantages? Then we'll come directly to the 5G. 1G generation, that you know, that has been started in 1979, and it has been started by NTT, that is your Nippon Telegraph and Telephone, and it was giving us only 2.4 kbps speed. It was based on the analog system, due to which we used to call that is what cellular technologies. It has started that in the way that the region or the geographical region has been divided into the small cells, and there is advantages and disadvantages also. Advantages in that one cell can reuse the frequency of the other cell, but disadvantage was that there was a scope of interference from one source to the other source, or one cell to the another cell. Due to this interference only, we have changed from the analog signal to the digital signal. Now, it allows the users to make call in one country only. It was not global. One difficulty is that. Another disadvantage is that it has the low capacity. As we know that 1G generation was not able to call, that video conferencing call or some otherwise, globally roaming call. These were not possible in 1G. But it has the unreliable handoff also, and there was no security at all. Security point is basically due to the cells are interconnected. Though we can, due to this interconnection, we could use the frequency of one cell to the another cell also, that is frequency reuse was possible, but there was a lot of interference and a lot of eavesdropping was there by the third parties. And 1G comprised of the following mobile technologies, as I have written in this: mobile telephone system, advanced mobile telephone system, AMTS, push to talk, that is your PTT, and edge, and improved mobile telephone service, that is your IMTS. Now, you know the difference between the analog and the digital, what is the advantages of analog signal, what is the advantages of the digital systems and all. In 2G, that is the second generation, which has been started in 1990s, they have told that the flaws of the analog signals has been has been removed in case of the second generation, because we have started the digital signals or the digital system. It is based on the digital system, and it provides, definitely when the digital signal is coming, then it is providing the higher bandwidth, that is your 64 kilo bps it was giving us, but it provides the services like short message service, SMS, and also it has given us the voice more clarity, right? Call and the voice clarity, it was more. Major prominent technologies were GPRS, GSM, CDMA. So it was based on the CDMA technology. From that time onwards, we had started this CDMA, and till today, it is the basic algorithm based on the CDMA technology only. Now, you know that because of this digital system, definitely there was an advantage that I have told, that is bandwidth had been increased, speed had been increased, but there is a problem also, flaw was there when the digital, when in some region, for example in villages or somewhere else, when the signal is very low, then we could get the sudden drop in the voice. But in case of analog signal, it was not the case. In case of analog signal, if the signal is getting down or the signal strength is getting down, then also we could get a static or the stable voice of the communication. But in case of digital, what happened, because of this digital system, this direct drop down of the voice or the direct drop down of the connection was there. So after that, the third generation was established, and third generation has been based on WCDMA, that is your wide band CDMA technology. And the bandwidth also has been increased, up to 128 kilobits per second for the mobile stations, and the 2 Mbps for the fixed applications, right? So there is a 3G network, again the speed has been increased. And the current trend in mobile system, the 3G system, was based on the high speed downlink packet access, HSDPA. So otherwise 3G also depends on the WCDMA, Bluetooth, HSDPA, and also the global roaming, clarity in voice calls, fast communication, internet, mobile, TV, video conferencing, everything we have brought in case of the 3G communications. As you know that till today, many connections, many mobile connections we are using, that is on 3G only. We have not connected, all the people have not connected till today, they have not gone to 4G, and the 5G though you can just think that it has not been started, it will be started in 2020 or later on that. Now come to the 4G. 4G is magic. Magic means mobile multimedia connection, number one. A for anywhere, anytime with anyone. G for global mobility support. I for integrated wireless solution. Here we have brought these wireless solutions also. C for customized personal services. This wireless communication or wireless solutions has been more extensively integrated on is your 5G. So integrated wireless solution has been started in 4G, and then customized personal devices. 4G technology or mobile communication systems are characterized by high speed data rates from 20 to 100 Mbps connectivity. And it was developed in the year 2010, and it is faster and more reliable, right? Now in 3G, whenever we have started that there is some flaw in 2G, then we have started in 3G. In 3G, what happened? Because of the speed, of the high speed or high bandwidth, the power consumption of the battery was a question, and that's why the battery life was not used to be not so good. and that has been modified in case of the 4G, that is power consumption. They have researched on that, and power consumption, they have told the power consumption of the battery will be less in case of the 4G communications, right? Now, what are the advantages of 4G? Higher bandwidth enables a range of new applications, right? Lower cost than the previous generations that we know, faster and more reliable. It is not like that lower cost than the previous generations in the means that 3G से 4G कम हो जाएगा, but comparatively if you take the 4G connectivity, then comparatively you cannot think that 3G यहाँ पर लिया तो फिर इतने पैसे में हम लोग 4G लेंगे. Comparatively it is less, faster and more reliable, and it also helps us in video streaming that we are doing. For example, you want to do the video conferencing, video streaming, and it is more reliable and the speed is much more, and therefore the degradation of the connectivity or the degradation in the between the two peer-to-peer network or in the globally when we want to connect, then it is much reliable video streaming it gives. Then it is used to TV broadcasting, video calls. It was there in 3G also, news, music, chat, sports enhanced gaming, then GPS services, and also the life-saving telemedicine. These are some applications that we have collected. And then the disadvantages of 4G. Disadvantages, what are the main disadvantages that we already have seen? The 3G and 4G components made for one continent not always compatible with another continents to carrying the frequency bands. It is the most problem in when you use this connectivity. If it is for one continent, then it will not be valid for the other continents because the frequency bands are not same. New frequencies means new components in cell towers, right? When you want to give the new frequency, then automatically you have to add so many hardwares in case of your base station or the cell towers. Higher data price for consumers, not for the users. For consumers, the higher data rates are there. Consumers is forced to buy the new device to to be compatible or to support the 4G. It is also impossible to make your current equipment compatible with 4G network. It is obvious in case of 5G also, as I have told in the first slide only. In 5G communication, the set which we have purchased for the 3G and 4G, it will not be compatible for 5G because everything, including the chip, including the every communication, including every board equipment, the electronic equipment, whichever it has been placed in the board, everything is different for this 5G. So each same handset cannot be used for the 5G communication. Similar case on the 4G. In 4G, when we have developed more, then we had got the 4G LTE. That is your long-term evolution. Now this 4G LTE, that is your long-term evolution, it is based on the GSM or the edge technologies or the universal MTS technologies, that is known as your UMTS. And also it will give the 100 Mbps in downlink and 50 Mbps for uplink. You must be knowing what do you mean by uplink and the downlink. And also there is another part, that is your 4G WiMAX. And WiMAX, it will give the worldwide interoperability for microwave access, and it is giving the 128 Mbps downlink and 56. This is the theoretical data. Definitely when we go for the practical purposes, we will not get the same type of data, in case of when we use the practically, when we use the 4G connections. Theoretically, the values are same, that is your 128 Mbps for the downlink and 56 Mbps for the uplink. Now the 3G versus 4G LTE. 3G is say that in 3G what we used to do, we used to do for the voice communication, we used to do the circuit switching, and for the data communication, we used to do this packet switching. You must be knowing, all the electronics people, and you must be knowing the difference between the circuit switching and the packet switching, because when we send the data, we can, fragment the data into various parts, various packets. Then in the receiving end, definitely we receive all the packets, and all the packets are reassembled, then we get the original data. But in case of voice, it cannot be happened. That's why it is the circuit switching. That means in the first, the communication should be established, or the handshaking should be established. After that, you can send your voice, or you can call the person. So that was in 3G. But in case of 4G, we have just changed, that is, it has become the IP based infrastructure. In case of 5G, again, this process has been developed in the extensive way, which we call all IP network, AIPN. That means all IP network. That means everything, the connection and everything, communication will be IP based. IP multimedia system in 4G LTE also, we used to use the IP multimedia system, IMS, which is used to bridge the gap between the voice calls and the telephone network. That we used to do in case of the 4G LTE. Because you will come to know more and more in your next classes. This is just an introduction. So I want to give just the introduction of all the generations and how the 5G has come. Now, who offers the 4G in our India, in our country? Reliance is giving, Airtel is giving, Videocom Telecom is giving, Aircel is giving, right? So these are the companies who are providing the 4G communications. Of course, instead of this, besides this, we can say the BSNL and the MTNL are also providing, who has got the license from the government to give the 4G communications. But फिर भी जो सर्विसेज देते हैं वो हमारे BSNL और MTNL से आज इतने नहीं मिलते जो हमारे प्राइवेट फर्म्स जो दे रहे हैं, दैट इज योर एयरटेल या रिलायंस और द एयरसेल. Now next is 5G. Now basic difference, the various generations is that in case of 2G, we were sending only the text messages, that is your SMS. In case of 3G, we have communicated with the internet access also, and similarly we had started the communication through, the voice communication, video conferencing, the music, chatting, all these things we had started. In case of 4G, we had started the video also, video conferencing, video calls, more extensive way. In case of 5G, we had another things we have connected, that is your text messages, internet access, then 3D video, as well as the smart homes. Smart technology we have introduced, we will introduce in very extensive way in case of the 5G. You all must be knowing there as a various videos are available on wearable communication, on virtual reality, whatever is going on in Japan or Korea, because it is known as your, the Samsung city. Korea is known as a Samsung city. So those, whenever you see some videos on the virtual reality, you can just think that how much we can do with the 5G communication. For example, is wireless communication. Just 5 or 6 days before, I have seen one video where he has told, the person has entered some, he has word some band, and which the sensor is connected in that band, and whenever he has put the switch on, his own hand has been converted into mobile. And then he has communicated with this, all the numbers, he has called, he has given the messages, he has got the messages, and he has called and he has talked. After that, he had put the switch off, then it has become his hand only. So this type of, another example you can see in Google, that is your on virtual reality, that is your virtual notice board. that we are starting here, that we will of course, definitely it is in the research process, and I have given to one of my PhD candidate only to do research on this virtual reality. In notice board, what they said, that for example 2 or 3 persons you have given the authenticity, that these 3 persons are authentic to give the, to put any messages in the notice board. Now what he will see, he will not go to system and anywhere else. Wherever he is sitting, for example, he is sitting in the boardroom in a meeting, he will just put on a switch on and his hand will be converted into the notice board or something. He will write on this notice board, and another again he will save, and then it will be saved in the notice board, and it will be shown into the any wall or something wherever you are showing this notice board to the people. That means you don't need any projector, you don't need any system, you don't need anything. Only with a switch on and off you can use as a virtual reality or the real things, or it will work virtually. Similarly, smart technologies. You have come to know, you have known many things, you know, that how the smart technology is working, that fridge will be on and off by, you know, you can by sitting at your office only, you can just switch it on and your fridge will be on, or washing machine will be on and off. This has become very, you know, everybody has come to know about that. So all these smart technologies has started in 4G, but it will be realized practically with 4G, 5G. When the 5G communication will come and at every place, you know, at each and every home, each and every person, if the 5G communication is available, then you can think that where our country, India, will reach, that if these possibilities we can apply. But definitely we have to apply on that. But main thing is that we know the technology we use in the mobile, but we don't want to use practically in our practical life. I am definitely sure that if you have heard about this wearable communication, have you done anything in your college? You do it. Wearable communication, you just buy one sensor which can, you know, calculate the temperature, the pressure, the diabetics. You just show to the students that what this wearable communication is. Then after that only you can come to know that what type of research work is going on, and your students, if you motivate your students, then your students will be the best person to work on that, and they can, you know, create some new things in wearable communication. In NITER Chandigarh also, in electronics and communication department, we are within 10-15 days you can come to know that we will purchase this many things on this wearable communication and the biometric equipment with which we can, you know, measure the this temperature sensors and temperature and pressure and diabetics and all these things, the quantity of pH, the hemoglobin quantity, everything with this wearable communication that we are purchasing. So I suppose that you can also, you know, your center also can initiate to purchase all these equipment so that you can show to your students. Now 5G communication, 5G generation are the next major phase of mobile telecommunication that I have told. It will give the 10 times more faster than 4G. It has a expected speed of 1 Gbps. Gigabits per second. It has an expected speed and lower cost than the previous version, and it is expected to come around 2020. Now, basic difference, I have given the comparison of 5G with other. First point is your starter deployment. As we know, it is coming in 2020. As we know that 1G, 2G and 3G and 4G, it has come in 1970, 1980, then 2002 and then 2010. Data bandwidth, we have increased from 2 kilobps to 1 Gbps. You can just think about it, that how the speed has been increased. Technology, from analog cellular to we have gone to 4G plus, we are giving the 4G connection plus WWWW. That means wireless World Wide Web connection, worldwide wireless web connection. That is your 4W, that is worldwide wireless web connection. So with this connection, that means you can just think that everything will be in the wireless mode. Multiplexing, we have, as you know, from second generation only, we had started multiplexing with this CDMA technology, and in 3G and 4G we have gone to the WCDMA. Then core network, only internet we have gone, and in service we can say all the artificial intelligence applications will be possible in case of the 5G technology. Now this is the networking architecture of 5G. If we compare with the OSI layer, we can say that 7 layers were possible in case of OSI layers: physical layer, data link layer, network layer, transport layer, session layer, application presentation layer, and the application layer. In the lower layers, that is your physical layer and the data link layer, both of these have been combined with the open wireless architecture. As you know, in 5G we only go for the wireless architecture. So both this part has been combined with open wireless architecture. In network layer, definitely we are going to upper network layer, lower network layer, and similarly with IPv4. That means in 4G we had connected to the IPv4, and you know what are the flaws of IPv4. That is a limited addressing is possible in IPv4. This flaw has been competition has been gained by the IPv6, who has said that access addressing modes are not limited. So within 5G, we are connecting that IPv6 we will connect. In session layer and transport layer, both this layer had been combined with the open transport protocol. And application layer and presentation layer is, that is your application for the service application services, whatever AI services or any video services. So this is just I have told. That is your data transfer architecture of 5G. How the data will be transferred in case of 5G. Main parts which are there, one is your RAN, that is your radio access network. Another is your flat IP network, as I have told that it is completely on the IP, that is known as your AIPN, that is your all IP network. Then is your 5G nano core. That is nano core is considered whatever its chipset will be, that will be in the nanoscale, which is including the technology, nanotechnology, cloud computing, and all IP platform. So these three technologies has been combined and to take care of the chipset of the 5G core. You all know the nanotechnology, cloud computing also, and all IP network. As I have told, it is an evolution of the 3G PP system to meet the increasing demands of the mobile telecommunications market. And nanotechnology, as you know, that is one application of the nanoscience to control process on nanometer scale, that is 0.1 and 100 nanometer. So this technology has been taken care of with the help of this cloud and with the help of this all IP network. It has been carried out for preparing the chipset of the 5G network. This is your functional architecture of 5G, where we have seen that one terminal, that is your 5G terminal, and it is connected GPRS, 3G, WLAN, LTE. So a combination of everything will be is your 5G terminal. And wherever these networks are connected with, for example, streaming server is connected with this network, data server is connected with this network, server for real-time application is connected with this network, and it will be only within one network only, right? It will be connected within the only one network, that is your 5G network. Now GPRS services, as you know, GPRS means General Packet Radio Service. What for it is used? It is used to transmit the data, and it consumes the less battery during sending and receiving. And packet radio service, GPS services, edge services. What is the advantages of edge services? That is also, you know, 3G we know, WLAN we know, that is our wireless LAN network. Wireless LAN basically provides the short range. That will be one, disadvantage in case of 5G. They are working on it. That is since the high bandwidth we are using, so the distance range will be small. So they are working on it, that how this distance range can be increased. Because of the high speed or high bandwidth, the range of the distance is small. So that's why they are working, this researchers are working on it, that how the distance also can be increased and how the speed also can be increased, how the bandwidth also can be, at a time can be increased. So with this diagram you can see that 5G is connected with the 1000 times mobile data volumes, connected devices 10 to 100 times, lower latency, that will be 5 times lower latency. Latency, you know that how much responsiveness, latency means responsiveness, how much the system or the mobile phone will respond after how much time. So the lower latency means 5 times lower latency compared to the other generations. Data rates 10 to 100 times data rates will be there, that is speed. And battery consumption also we have reduced, that is your 10 times we have reduced the battery consumption compared to your 4G and the 3G. That is a huge savings of the battery power. So that has been done in case of the 5G. That means whenever we come to the new generation, definitely only speed doesn't matter. With the speed, the bandwidth also matters. With the speed, data rate, and the how much it will, distance also it is important, and the battery life, energy, whatever the energy consumption, everything matters. So it is going on that how this generation, 5G generation, can meet all the requirements of the consumers. Only within one network, many industries can be connected. That I have shown you in the previous diagram also, that how all the types of network, it may be 3G, it may be WLAN, it may be 4G, it may be some other connectivity network, all the networks will be communicated within the only one network only. Now, what is the principle of the data transmission in case of the 5G mobile? In 5G mobile IP, each cell phone is expected to have a permanent home IP address along with a care of address that represents the actual location. There will be two IP address. One will be permanent, that is your home IP address. Another will be known as your care of address, which will be in the destination or the actual location. IPv6, as I have told you, that has been IPv4, the flaws of IPv4 has been taken care of the IPv6, and that's why in 5G we are using the IPv6 only. So IPv6 is needed for many addresses and the multiple layers of subnetting. 128 bits, 4 times more than the current 32-bit IPv4 address. 4 times. That means in 32-bit, in IPv4 we used to use the 32-bit, but here we can use the 128 bits. Many researches is going on this IPv6 also. The security on IPv6, because nowadays IoT terms are there. Internet of Things. Internet of Things can be happened only through IPv6. Through IPv4, Internet of Things is absolutely not possible. So when we are talking about this Internet of Things, about the machine-to-machine learning or the machine-to-machine communication, then definitely we have to read, or we have to we have to know in very details about this IPv6. What are the fragments, what are the header format, how we can manipulate this IPv6 so that it can be secured, and the IoT communication also can be secured with this help of this IPv6. So 128 bits into 4 parts we have divided for supporting the different functions. The first 32 bit may be defined as the home address, that I have told you, that first we need the home address, and another we need the care of address. So the 128 bits we have divided into 4, that is your 32 bits, 32 bits, 32 bits and 32 bits. The first 32 bit will be used as your home address, and the second part may be declared as the care of address, and the other 32 bit and 32 bit, it will be used for the dividing at the subnetting of the whole network. So what are the characteristic of 5G? Characteristics is that it has the high speed and low latency. These are the main characteristic, along with the less consumption of the battery. These are the main 3 characteristics of 5G. One is your speed, another is your latency less, and then third one is your less power consumption of the battery. 10 times it has been less, right? Now, who are the pioneers of this 5G technology? In the first slide only I have told that Nokia, NTT and Samsung, they are all working, but the pioneer is, Huawei. Huawei is a Chinese telecom giant, and they have aimed to pioneer this 5G technology by 2020. They have told now in Google, whenever you will search, you will see that they are telling that in 2017 they will be able to launch this 5G, and they are telling that in India it will be coming nearly in 2020 and between 2025. Let us hope for that. South Korea, the world's most enthusiastic adopter of mobile technology, is pushing the envelope and plans to roll out a 5G network early as 2017. They are giving this news that we are giving this. Now Vodafone also has started, and these are the the exploration and how it will come. Phase 1, it will come at 2019 or 2020, and after that it will be started the 5G commercialization. Now what are the advantages, as I have told in your previous slide also? One is your data bandwidth of 1 Gbps, dynamic information access, low cost, QoS. This is the main maximum important parameter, that is your quality of service. That is the finest quality of service in case of 5G. Pages will upload almost instantly. That means whenever you are seeing, now also we are seeing that whenever in leased connectivity also, leased line connectivity also, whenever we will upload the pages, it takes some time. But in case of 5G, it is said that instantly the pages will be uploaded, not only in the leased line connection but also in the wireless connectivity. Everywhere you will get such type of connection or the such type of speed. It supports the interactive multimedia, voice, streaming video, internet and other broadband services. Battery consumption, as you know, that has become very less, and improved coverage range and higher data rate availability at cell edge, and multiple concurrent paths for data transmission and the handover. Now what are the issues and challenges? Because whenever you will know the issues and challenges, one issue can be your research topic. I am supposing that all of you are from engineering colleges nearly. So in your colleges also many faculty must be doing the research work in communication or the other wireless communication or the mobile communication. Or if you will start your you can guide your student also in the research work or in project work. In each and every issue, we can do the research work. First issue, the standardization. The standards have not already been set. Whenever we are searching, one of my candidate is doing the research work in IoT. Whenever we are searching this IoT standards, in IoT also 2 standards have already been established, but the other standards are also, it is in the process. In 5G till today, the standardization have not been fixed up. Likely to be defined in 2018, standards to be codified sometime in 2019, but ITU you know, and it will determine the wireless technologies in case of the 5G. Another is your security and the privacy challenge. As I have told you, since we are using the IPv6, so the security of the IPv6 will determine the security in case of your 5G communication. There will be a lot of lacuna, if you use the 5G communication. Due to that, they are working on the security of this IPv6. When you work on IPv6, security of the IPv6, IP traceback, or somehow to, how to avoid the attacks of into the IPs like DDoS attacks or some other attacks. So with this, whenever we will, solve the problem in IPv6, it will solve the problem in IoT security also, and in turn it will solve the problem in case of the 5G also. So there is a one point. Another point is that to extend the role of end-to-end protection. One is your in the network or the privacy solution. Another is your end-to-end communication. Whether to aim for extended protection of identity and the location privacy against the active attackers. This is also another type of researches it can be going. It can be started. Whatever the answers, there will be a fast growing need for secure infrastructure. That is needed, that secure infrastructure is needed for the communication purposes. 5G will need to handle considerable growth in demand. This growth is related both to the increase to the customer numbers as well as to the uses that are proliferating. That means whenever as a human being, whatever we have, we want more and more. So we are telling that in case of the 5G, the virtual reality will come, then wearable communication will be started, smart homes and all these things will be started, smart offices will be started. You can use on your mobile, and then you can apply on your appliances whenever whatever you will use in your at your home in other places, that also will be smart technology, will be of smart technology. But the growth is always in demand. Whenever human beings, if we want whatever we want more and more. So it is also the challenges there that it will need some considerable growth in demand, going ever faster. That means although 4G currently already offers speeds of several megabits, 5G will need higher speed available, right? 10 to 100 times faster it should give. So it is a really challenge. As I have told you that it is the challenge of Internet of Things also. I have given the I have said about the Internet of Things, so that will be the issue in Internet of Things also. And also it will address the major economic and the ecological issue. So it has many challenges and the issues. And ensuring responsiveness, that is also the latency issue. Latency, they are telling that it has been reduced, but still more we can work with to minimize this latency. So we can work, in the research oriented purposes, we can work with 5G, that is security in 5G. Whenever we'll work on the security in 5G, we should work in security of IPv6. You can work with the security of IoT, then also you will need the security of IPv6. You can work with the consumption of the battery, less consumption of the battery again. You can work with the responsiveness, that is your latency, how to reduce the latency again. So these are the 4 or 5 research topics you can go forward so that you can work on this topic. So an example of the immediate addresses, that at connected vehicles, if we want to avoid all risks of collision, the shortest possible response time must be guaranteed between automated commands and the sensors. What are the hardware used? Basically, we use the ultra wideband networks, right? Ultra wideband networks with higher bandwidth at low energy level. Bandwidth 4000 Mbps, which is 400 times faster. Uses the smart antenna, for which we use the smart home appliances. We can use in the smart home appliances and use the CDMA or the WCDMA technology, and WWW that we have told here, that is your worldwide wireless wave technology, and all IP network, unified IP and the seamless combination of the broadband. As I have told you, whenever we will speak the all IP network, we will use the 128 bits in case of addressing as in IPv6, and the 4 segments we will divide. One 32-bit will be used as an home or the permanent address, and the second 32-bit will be used as a care of address, that is for the actual locations, and other 32-bit fragments will be used for the subnetting or the increasing or the growth of the network. Now applications, there are various types of applications, as I have told, for all types of artificial intelligence applications, 5G, iPhones, voice over IP. This is also another research area, voice over IP, radio resource management, SDR, software defined radio. This is also another area for this research purposes in communication. Media independent handover, that is also there. This type of applications are already available. How will we get there? 5G will allow businesses to transform to make the most of connectivity and are not being developed in isolation. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम लोगों ने 5G ले लिया तो सब कुछ छोड़ दिया. हम लोग सारे जो सेट है, हैंड सेट है, वो तो न्यू है, बट उसके साथ हम लोग सारे जो कनेक्टिविटी है, ऑल दिस कनेक्टिविटी विल बी कंपेटेबल. मतलब सारे हम लोग लेके आएंगे उसके साथ, एंड फाइनली एक टर्मिनल होगा, दैट इज अ 5G टर्मिनल, राइट? Now these are the parameters which will be they are focusing, the researchers are focusing on. One is your traffic capacity. Then these parameters only, one research topic. One is your traffic capacity, another is your data throughput, then is your latency, integrity. That is a very main thing was in researcher was going upon. That is your data integrity, then energy consumption, then technology convergence or the smart communication. And I have given to the students that some project work for the ME students for this smart communication only. So it is not required that 5G communication also, but you can start that small project on the smart home appliances or something that students should do, but students should do on their own. But in generally the engineering colleges, what I have seen during the some Viva or something also, whatever I have gone there, I have seen that there is a lot of students are carrying out the projects on this smart home and smart antennas or something, but they are not carrying out on their own. That is the main problem with the students. They carries out their own project outside. So that's why they don't get such type of concept. That is the actually point which we have to throw upon our attention into that we should break this so that the student should do all types of hands-on experience or the hands-on project in your own center. Then only they will learn many things. If you can just allow them to do a small project, but they will do themselves, then you can see that only with the small project also they can learn many things. How to carrying out, how to check out that where is the fault, how to check out that what is the tolerance of this item, different testing they can do. So this type of things will be helpful for the students, that if you can just break this concept that they should go out and they should do the project, you can just carry on that, start doing that students will do the project on your own center with the hands-on, so that faculty can just check it, that whatever he or she is doing. So that way you can just increase their knowledge in case of this technology. Now I will show the two videos that how Samsung and the other have started this. इसका ये चल पड़ेगा, इसका आवाज नहीं आ रही है. नहीं, अच्छा पेन ड्राइव तो सर का था. यहाँ पे आपकी स्पीकर नहीं लगे हुए हैं, तो यू कैन जस्ट सी दैट हाउ द स्पीड हैज बीन टेकिंग केयर. In data rate, you see 110 kilometer per hour, 1.2 Gbps data rate. Samsung presents the 5G demonstration of 7.5 Gbps live transmission they are giving it. So this is base station, this is a mobile station. You can just see that how they are working on this, and they will show the data rate of 7.5 Gbps. So they are working on it. This is in Korea, which is known as your Samsung City. Another, you can see that everything you should know about 5G. This was your 4G LTE that I have told you. And after that, the 5G communication has come, just an increase of 4G with 4W, that is your worldwide wireless web. Internet of Things, this is also one part of 5G, when more devices will be connected through internet. These are the various types of network which can be connected: earth network, telecom network, telephone network, then smart network, and 66 times faster. देखा आपने कैसे हुआ? जो मैंने आपको वायरेबल कम्युनिकेशन में बताया, जस्ट हाथ से ऐसा किया और ऐसे किए तो इट इज गेटिंग इंक्रीज्ड, है ना? द जो विंडो है आपके, उसके लिए कोई प्रोजेक्टर की जरूरत नहीं है, जस्ट यू नीड वन कनेक्टिविटी, मोबाइल से ही आपके सारे कनेक्टिविटी हो जाते हैं, और वहां पे सेंसर चाहिए होता है सो दैट यू कैन जस्ट वॉल कोई आप एज ए रियलिटी आप टीवी बना सकते हैं. दैट इज नोन एज योर वर्चुअल रियलिटी. 10 Gbps स्पीड में वो जा रहा है. ये एक्चुअली म्यूजिक था, अभी वो म्यूजिक यहाँ पे स्पीकर नहीं लगा हुआ, दैट्स व्हाई वी कुड नॉट. जस्ट एन एग्जांपल कैसे नेटवर्क कनेक्ट हो रही है. So life would be so enchanting, you know, to get this 5G communication network. So that is a big question, when is 5G coming? So we are thinking that in 2020 this 5G will be coming. Nokia, Samsung, Huawei, NTT, they are working on it. Okay, that's all. So in this lecture, I have just tried to give you the introduction of the 5G communication technologies, that how, when this 5G is coming, and what are the research areas you can take up to communicate or to work with 5G. It may happen that it will come in 2020 or 2025, but you can work on it as an Indian researcher. You can work on it and you can publish many more good papers in this area. Thank you so much, and I hope that in the next session also you will get more and more knowledge about this mobile communication and the mobile computing. And in the end of the day on Friday, I'm just telling you that on Friday we will see that how to look up, that is, it may be possible that online we will do that online quiz system. So I'll just try, if it is possible, that if you can do the online quiz system on this Friday at 2 to 4. Otherwise, we will see that how to do it. That if we put the questions, you know, from here, and if any center wants to give the answer, then let me see that, let me just check out that how the possibility will be done in case of this putting this quizzes, so that we can just come to know that what is your intake and what you have you know, taken from this lectures. So again, thank you very much, and I hope that this course will be a great you know, scope for increasing your knowledge and enriching your knowledge in case of the mobile communication. Thank you. If there is any question, you can just ask. Okay, then thank you so much.